Hello, West Ham Network. It's Holly, and I'm here with your Hammers headlines for today, Wednesday, the 6th of August, run in association with KUMB.com. Now, today we have got the latest update on the ongoing goalkeeper saga. We've got our updated transfer priorities and a potential double deal from Leicester that could be on the horizon. So while that intro runs, don't forget to give this video a like, make sure you subscribe, and of course, take a peek down below in the comments to see what everyone is saying. Let's go. For your first story today, West Ham are hoping to make moves to secure our goalkeeper situation very soon. However, this is very much still up in the air at the time of recording. So TalkSport are now reporting that we're set to make a fresh move, as they're calling it, for Mads Hermansen, but it has been a real roller coaster of conflicting reports in recent days. Russ did a really good chat speaking about it last night, so if you haven't already, go and take a look at that. But first, it was said that we were almost there with a €10 million agreement to sign John Victor from Botafogo, with that update saying that documents were being checked, and after that it would be a here we go. However, that was from Fabrizio, obviously. However, reports then began to circulate that we were back in for Mads Hermansen. And then the most recent update is that Hermansen is a key target, but it remains to be seen whether we're happy with his price tag before pushing to actually get that deal over the line. And also, West Ham's new goalkeeper coach, Kasper Ankergren, I want to say, previously worked with Hermansen, which is another reason that it's thought that there's that renewed lease of life and really pushing for the 25-year-old Leicester goalkeeper, who he believes would be a good fit for us. And something that I find particularly interesting is that from all reports, it looks as though the recruitment team felt that John wasn't their first choice and that this would be more of a Sullivan buy. And from all of the reports, it definitely appears that we're weighing up multiple options at this point and trying to get the best bargain. But the real question is, will we end up with the keeper that the recruitment team thinks is the best fit, or the one that Sullivan is keen on? As always, I want to hear your thoughts. So please drop a comment down below and let us know which keeper or keepers you think we need to be bringing in this summer. Now, for your second story, something that I'm sure a lot of us will be happy to hear, it looks as though our transfer business is about to start ramping up, which has been needed. So it's been reported on the West Ham Way website that we're looking to bring in 2 new midfielders, with one being essential business that we can currently make happen, and the second depending on departures. So ultimately, that's that we're going to bring in 1 midfielder and we'll see what happens. But this is going to be the next priority after the goalkeeper situation has been resolved, which hopefully in the coming hours or days will actually resolve itself, because we're going back and forth an awful lot for just one of the many positions that we need to currently fill before the end of the window. And of course, with the midfielders, familiar names have come back to the surface. We've got Jacob Ramsey being one of them. Based on every report, Ramsey is keen to stay at Villa and would need some convincing to come to East London. I think he'd be around 40 million from what I'm hearing, but personally, I feel like he's one of those players that goes a little bit under the radar. He pops up, doesn't have a load of hype surrounding him, can do a decent job. In terms of stats, in 136 games, he scored 14 goals and got 14 assists. But the question is, would you still want Ramsey? And what are your thoughts on who should leave to make space for that second midfielder? Because it feels as though we need to really make some proper investment now to make our midfield exciting, invigorate it, bring that energy, link up play. The same problems we've been saying, that gap between attack and defence, the way we slow the ball down in midfield. And obviously with the pre-season games, it's almost become more evident that, as much as I love him, with Ward-Prowse on the ball, there were many times where we really could have attacked, but he sort of pulled back and wanted to play the safe passes. So this is where we've got to be strengthening our side so that we can link up, so that we can piece together attacks, play on the break at times, all these things that we're currently struggling to do. So it's definitely a very important priority at the moment. But would you get rid of a second midfielder? Who would you get rid of to make space for this mystery second midfielder? And for your final story, journalist Ben Jacobs has reported that West Ham are set to approach Leicester over a deal for Khannouss. So they've added that he thinks the deal is going to be an easy one, or relatively easy to get over the line, given the midfielder's £22.5 million release clause. Currently, Leeds are the only team to have made a formal inquiry for Khannouss so far, but we're going to be looking to show that we have more potential for him and the rest of his career than there would be for him at Leeds. Obviously, there's capacity of stadium, London life, all of that does play into our hands. But the question is, can we convince him? So despite Leicester obviously got relegated last season, Khannouss definitely impressed despite that. So he had only just moved to England from Genk at the time, and pretty much hit the ground running in a side that was struggling humongously. So I feel like he does have the ability. He's obviously 21 as well. So he's a player that you could bring in with enormous potential. He's got a long career ahead of him, a lot of learning to do. A relatively hefty price tag, 22.5 million, for someone that we haven't seen enough of what they can do in the Premier League. But providing that we're able to provide him with that support in his career and the next step in his growth as a footballer, he could well be one that you bring in at a cheaper price and then have a very valuable, talented or profitable player in a season or two's time. But the question is, would you like to see us make a move for Khannouss, or do you think his release clause is just a little bit too much of a risk at this moment in time for us with our tight little budget? Let us know down below in the comments. So there you have it. Those have been your Hammers headlines for today. As always, run in association with KUMB.com. Please hit that thumbs up button down below. Give this video a little like because it goes a really long way to supporting the channel. Make sure you check out my video as well from earlier today where I explained how you can join the West Ham Network Fantasy Football League. It's completely free of charge to join. It's a load of fun and it gives you the opportunity to win prizes every single month. I'll pop the code up here in case you're not going to go over, but that video explains everything you need to know. All you do, go on the PL app or onto the online version of it. Make yourself an account if you haven't got one. Make yourself a team. You've got to select your team. Even if it's rough players, you can still make changes to the players that you've got right up until before the start of the season of game week 1. So basically pick a random team that's within that budget, and then you'll have the option to join leagues where you enter this FPL code YOC74W. And at that moment, once you've done that, you will be entered into the West Ham Network League. It's really fun. There's a bunch of people in there. It's growing every single year. We'll be doing really regular updates. We'll be talking through stats, good players, who's performing best, and the manager of the month, the person that has the most points each month, which bear in mind, you don't need to be an expert at fantasy football or even at football in general to do well in fantasy football, because there are many, many twists and turns. You pick your players that you hope will do well and you see what happens that week. We've got a winner every single month to win some West Ham prizes. So it's very, very exciting. Like I said, this is the code for you to join. So go and take a peek. Don't miss out. Get in now, because if you forget and you're not in there for game week 1, it's going to impact your tally. So go and make a team, even if it's a rough one. This is actually on the right-hand side there, a little screenshot of some of my one. I've struggled massively to get Salah and Palmer in the same team without bankrupting myself. I've got Isak, got Wan-Bissaka, getting a few little West Ham players in there this season, which despite a lot of negativity around the current setup and what we've got, I found myself actually wanting more West Ham players in my fantasy football team than I have ever, which is definitely saying something. So there you go. You can win prizes every single month. So don't miss out. Go and do it now. But that's all from me for now. If you're new around here, please subscribe. And whether you're a returning viewer or a first timer, please let us know your thoughts down below in the comments section so that we can get this interaction going. I'm going to be back later today to respond to your comments. And until next time, thank you so much as always for watching. Have a great Wednesday. Come on, you Irons. Irons.